to the SMITE God reveal for Cuchulainn, Hound of Ulster. Third-born child of gods and kings, Cuchulainn is legend brought to life. He was a powerful warrior who alone held an army at bay, a man of will and courage who resisted both the allure and wrath of the Morrigan, a figure of tragic prophecy. Cuchulainn was destined for greatness, but also a certain end. In his early years, while still bearing the name Setanta, he captured the attention of King Connor with feats of strength and agility, and was invited to a feast hosted by the smith Cuchulainn. Unbeknownst to Cuchulainn, his fearsome guard dog escaped his chains and assailed Setanta upon his arrival. With only his bare hands, Setanta slayed the beast. Ashamed of his actions, he swore to Cuchulainn to train him, a beast of equal ferocity. Impressed, the druid Cathbad bestowed Setanta the name Cuchulainn, the Hound of Cuchulainn. This was the birth of a hero whose death was yet bound by prophecy. However, his fate would soon be set, as the druid Cathbad promised. Any that take up arms this day will become legends. Desperate for greatness, Cuchulainn raised whatever weapons he could find and saw years of victory lay before him, unaware that with the promise of becoming a legend came the certainty of an early grave. Cuchulainn's passive is Berserk. Cuchulainn's mana bar functions differently than other gods. Cuchulainn's mana is capped at 100 and will only regenerate up to 25 mana with him just idling. Hitting enemies with abilities and basic attacks, or when he or nearby allies take damage, causes Cuchulainn to gain mana above the 25 mark. After being above 85 mana for 3 seconds, he goes Berserk. During Berserk form, Cuchulainn gains power, maximum health, and his abilities change. Once Cuchulainn goes Berserk, he will drain most of his mana, and will need to accumulate mana before he can Berserk again. Cuchulainn's first ability is Barbed Spear. Cuchulainn thrusts his spear forward, damaging both gods and minions in front of him, stunning minions, but not gods. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores mana. Hitting multiple enemies restores additional mana. Barbs from his spear stick in opponents and reduce their healing for a short duration. In Berserk form, this ability transforms into Ground Slam. Cuchulainn instead slams his massive arms down, damaging and rooting all enemies in front of him. Vent Anger is Cuchulainn's second ability. Cuchulainn vents his anger as superheated steam, increasing his movement speed. This uses some of his mana. Enemies near Cuchulainn will take damage from this steam. In Berserk form, Cuchulainn has Vent Anger active all the time, dealing damage to nearby enemies. While in Berserk form, this ability does not use or drain mana. Cuchulainn's third ability is Salmon's Leap. Cuchulainn vaults over his spear, leaping to a target location and slamming it down to damage enemies around and in front of him. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores mana. Hitting multiple enemies restores additional mana. In Berserk form, this ability transforms into Furious Charge. Cuchulainn charges forward, damaging and driving all enemies back with him. Cuchulainn swings his spear in a circle around him, damaging and knocking up all enemies. Successfully hitting an enemy with this ability restores a large amount of mana. In his Berserk form, this ability transforms into Warcry. Cuchulainn gives a terrifying yell, damaging all enemies and causing them to tremble. Cuchulainn wants to engage when he is near Berserk, as he gains additional health, power, and access to powerful crowd control. When near 85 mana, leap into the enemy team with Salmon's Leap, and follow it up with Spear of Mortal Pain, attempting to hit as many targets as possible to gain the necessary mana to go Berserk. This will get you into position to deal maximum damage when you go into Berserk form, allowing you to follow it up with a push, root, or a tremble. While generating mana is one of Cuchulainn's primary goals, if you Berserk in front of the Harpies, you are not doing your team or yourself much good. Use Vent Anger to quickly drop some mana if you are about to go berserk but do not need to. In preparation for team fights or one-on-one ganks, do your best to stay slightly under 85 mana prior to the fight, which will allow you to go berserk in a flash once in the fight. Cuchulainn is a warrior with the ability to wear his opponents down with his low cooldowns or be a frontline bruiser when in his berserk form. Barbed Spear and Salmon's Leap allow Cuchulainn to harm his opponents from a distance while building up his mana. When ready to engage, Salmon's Leap and Spear of Mortal Pain can quickly get Cuchulainn in front of the enemy team and ready to berserk. From there, he can quickly dismantle a team with his Furious Charge and War Cry. However, he lacks sustain and can quickly be focused down before he can berserk. Pair him with strong backups such as Sylvanus or Khepri. For Cuchulainn's ability order, you will want to begin with Barbed Spear. This low cooldown line attack helps Cuchulainn clear minions and damage his enemies. At level 2, place a point into Salmon's Leap to help Cuchulainn get additional clear or escape if in trouble. Place another point into Barbed Spear before getting your first point into Vent Anger. Since Cuchulainn can berserk early, empowering Ground Slam can result in some early kills. After this, follow the priority order of Spear of Mortal Pain, Barbed Spear, Salmon's Leap, and finally, Vent Anger. Cuchulainn's build should focus on giving him additional protections and cooldown reduction. Cuchulainn will need cooldown reduction in order to freely use his abilities to gain mana and increased protections to allow him to serve a frontline role. Start with Bluestone Pendant, Boots, Health and Multi-Potions, and Teleport. Cuchulainn is a strong solo laner and needs strong, clear, and sustain to deal with early trades. Bluestone helps Barbed Spear and Salmon's Leap clear, while Potions will keep him healthy in between waves. After finishing Warrior Tabby, you will want to get Gladiator's Shield. This item is a great pickup which will further help with sustain while giving Cuchulainn a good amount of cooldown reduction. Pair this with Breastplate of Valor, and Cuchulainn will be able to trade with other physical solo laners, as well as having a good amount of cooldown reduction. Round out your build with the damage and utility from Frostbound Hammer and Shifter's Shield. These items will help Cuchulainn keep up with his targets while giving him a spike in power and protections. Finally, sell Bluestone Pendant and build Mantle of Discord. This item will both help Cuchulainn stay in the middle of the enemy team and provide additional crowd control during extended fights. Thanks for watching the SMITE God Reveal.